Hello and welcome to CATEX TV. Today is Thursday the 13th of February. QRE, the Qatar-based insurer and reinsurer, looks to have won out in the auction to buy light-year capital-based Lloyd's carrier Antares, with a deal expected to be formally signed in coming days, according to the publication Insurance Insider. According to sources quoted in the Insider, the Qatari carrier has beaten off competition from rival bidders in the final round of the process. Those rival bidders including GIC Re and Nove. QRE and the Indian state-owned GIC Re emerged as favourites to buy the platform after bids were submitted by up to 4 parties ahead of the 6th of February deadline for final round offers. Antares has a book value of around 125 million, with sources suggesting that a bid of around 1.3 times book was needed to secure admission to the second round of the sales process. Now, the London-listed insurer Lancashire today said it would pay shareholders a special dividend of 20 cents per share, despite an 8% drop in its 2003 profit. This was weighed by European flood claims and widening losses from the Costa Concordia shipwreck. Lancashire made a pre-tax profit of 218 million for the year as a whole, and said in a statement that it was down from 236 in 2012. Analysts had looked for an expected profit of about 217, so it sort of came in as expected. Insurance IT service provider EBix has agreed to pay out $6.5 million to settle a shareholder class action suit triggered by allegations of accounting irregularities in 2011. The technology firm is still subject to investigations by the US Attorney and the Securities and Exchange Commission, which last year wrecked an $820 million acquisition deal with Goldman Sachs. The investment bank called off the deal on the 19th of June after federal prosecutors began investigating the technology company over allegations of financial misconduct. EBix shares then fell 41% to $11 after it was revealed that Goldman Sachs had pulled out of the agreed deal, which valued the company at $20 a share. The firm's shares have recovered in recent months and currently trade at $14.59, albeit 27% below the $20 agreed acquisition price. Now, a huge winter storm, described by the National Weather Service in the US as an event of historical proportions, is affecting the densely populated US Northeast after wreaking havoc in the South. Across the typically mild South, more than 500,000 homes and businesses lack power, and thousands of flights have been cancelled. The mammoth storm has affected people in about 22 states from Texas to Maine and caused at least 12 deaths. The most crowded swathe of the US between Washington DC and Boston is braced for up to between 8 and 20 inches of snow. Also, with storms, Japan is suffering its heaviest snow in decades. At least 7 people have been killed and 1,000 injured as parts of Japan have suffered the worst snow in a long time. Many of the deaths and injuries were caused by snow-linked accidents and car crashes, according to the state television channel NFK and the AFP news agency. As much as 27 centimeters of snow is recorded in Tokyo, the heaviest fall in the capital for 45 years. The northeastern city of Sendai recorded 35 centimeters of snow, the heaviest in 78 years. The final storm story today is that one person has died and thousands are without power as 108-mile-per-hour winds batter the UK and rivers reach record levels, threatening more flooding in the heavily populated and affluent areas of Surrey, Berkshire and Somerset. Afghanistan has initiated the release of 65 dangerous detainees from Bagram prison north of Kabul, according to local sources. The reports state that all of the prisoners, mostly hailing from the country's east or south, would be released today and transported by bus to Kabul. US forces in Afghanistan have condemned the Afghan government's decision to move forward with the detainee release, calling the prisoners a security threat. The US Embassy in Kabul issued a statement today noting that the group of 65 included people who are, quote, responsible for or contributed to the deaths of Afghan security force personnel, Afghan civilians, and American and other coalition personnel. Lebanon's army has arrested a leader of a group loyal to Al-Qaeda and defused 2 car bombs, one in Beirut and the other in the country's east, as Lebanon continues to cope with the fallout of the Syrian conflict. Niam Abbas, the commander of the Abdullah Azam brigades, was arrested in the capital Beirut in an ongoing investigation into the group's activities. The army said it had been monitoring Abbas a Palestinian for a while after receiving information in his role about preparing to detonate car bombs. Well, that's all from us today. We'll be back with you at the same time again tomorrow. Until then, thank you and goodbye.